Hello and welcome to Entrepreneur's Toolbox. My name is Jonathan Dunkerley, and today we're going to be talking about using some AI tools in order to create your thumbnails. One of the things that when you're creating content, especially YouTube content, here, let me just actually close Discord. It's making all them noises. When you're creating your YouTube content, one of the most difficult time-consuming things is typically the thumbnail, if you actually want to do it right. The thumbnail is the thing that you see when, it's the first thing that people are going to see when they're scrolling through YouTube, and they're going to see, oh, hey, you know what, this thumbnail, and it's the thing that stops the scroll. So the thumbnail is insanely important. So today we're going to talk about not only just ways to streamline and make your thumbnails quicker using things like ChatGPT and a couple plugins in Discord that are going to help you do this. It's just going to make it, I need to close that. I'll reopen it when I need it. You're going to be able to use tools like ChatGPT in order to get the prompt that you want in order to generate your thumbnail. But then you're also going to be able to take it and put it into different tools like we're going to be using Midjourney, and then another app that it's currently in a beta phase, but it makes me really excited to see where it's going to head long term, but it already works pretty well. But a way for you to put your own face on these on your thumbnail. So you're going to be able to take a thumbnail and create your prompt and generate a pretty close to done thumbnail and be able to just take that and put it directly into something like Midjourney or one of the text to photo AI generated models, and then also be able to put your own face on the thumbnail. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So here, I'll actually even bring it up in a second. So okay, cool. And again, just a reminder, if you are just tuning in, make sure that you hit that thumbs up button. It really helps, hit that thumbs up button and make sure that you subscribe and ring the bell. So let's just get right into it. So hit that thumbs up button. So, and as a reminder, I'm going to let you know, I'm doing this. If you go to my Discord server, which is dunkmedia.club, there's also a link in the description. And you go to open up a support ticket and leave a comment on this live and say, I left a comment on this live, and let me know that you left a comment on this live. Make sure you actually leave a comment on this live. Let's be all honest. I'll make sure that you have some of what is our utility token for, for our community called Dunk. So you could be able to jump in there, and let me get some music in the background started for us. It's getting a little quiet. I know you don't want to just listen to the sound of my voice. So if you just leave a support ticket, let them know I left a comment on today's live. We'll make sure that you have some of Dunk, our utility token, and it's going to unlock some stuff in the Discord and different places. So if you want to get that for free, just go ahead and let me know that you left a comment on this live, and I honor that until the next live. So we're just going to continue doing that. And then, hey, you know what? There's going to be another live. And if you want to get that first free dunk, go and leave a comment on the next one too. Go ahead and leave a comment on this one too. But then go and leave a comment on that one. Watch it, and then go leave a comment on the next live if there's already another live out. Just saying, do it. And then go share it with a friend. Hit that little share button. I have faith that you could do that. So, okay, let's dive right into it. I'm going to take this away. I'll remind you a few times during this live to go do that. But for now, hit that subscribe button. All right, I'm going to hide that. And we're going to dive into ChatGPT, and I'm going to show you exactly what plugins you could use, because ChatGPT has started to add plugins. And just so you know, everything that I'm doing as far as the plugins, you're going to need to have ChatGPT Plus, which is their model that has ChatGPT 4 in it. It's at the time of I spend $20 a month for ChatGPT Plus, which includes 4, and it's well worth it for me. The price may change. Maybe you're watching this deep in the future. Maybe you are future you watching this live stream, and you're like, hey, they charge more, or they charge less, or they have different tiers. But you're going to be able to apply that to whatever model they currently have, because it's just going to get better, right? It's just going to get better. All right. Go. Okay. All right. Okay. So I'm going to go here, and I'm just going to share the screen, and I'm going to pop this out. I'm at my family's house. It's a holiday. It's Memorial Day here, so I came and visited the family for the weekend. And I set up my live streaming setup. I said I was going to live stream with you, so I hang out with you for a little while, and I'm doing that at my family's house. So, okay, so this is ChatGPT, and I'm just going to go over here. You have the 3.5, and just a reminder, this is GPT Plus, which is $20 a month currently, and I'd say it's one of the best things that I spend money on a subscription. It's well worth it. I get way more than $20 worth of my time saved just by what this tool alone. The 3.5 is great too. Power to you if that's what you're using. You're going to get a lot of value. But there's certain things like this. When you click it, I'll zoom in. You get this pop up here, and you get our default, which is just regular 4, and then you have these two that are kind of. I want to pop up. Oh, there we go. You're acting up on me. There we go. Okay. It's because I'm zooming in. It doesn't want to do that. Okay, so you can see that we have the browser with Bing, and what that does is it actually gives access to a search engine. So if there's something that ChatGPT is, this is not necessarily what I'm talking about right now, but just explaining this tab. But it gives it access to Bing, which makes it so it could search for things. ChatGPT only has its model based up to the end of 2021. So this gives you access to a little bit more of the internet of like modern current things. So it could go search the internet. The next thing, and this is the one that we're actually talking about, is plugins. So you can click plugins, and you could enable the plugins, and it gives you a whole bunch of different plugins that you could use. But we're only going to be talking about one right now. You're going to need to go to the bottom, all the way to the bottom. You're not going to have all of these plugins installed like I do if you're just getting started. You just go to the bottom and hit plugin store, and it's going to give you this pop-up. You're going to say yes. It's going to give you this. It's going to give you... Of course, it doesn't want to... Trying to zoom in on stuff on this is not very helpful. There we go. Okay. So it's giving you this pop-up here. And this pop-up is their plugin store. I've been noticing that there has been constantly been adding in, like this one is actually a brand new one that I haven't seen yet. Chat with everything, your entire PDF. So that's something I'm probably going to just hit install. It's as simple as that, as installing something or uninstalling. I use VoxScript all the time. It's how I'm able to drop a YouTube link into ChatGPT and then get it. I'm going to go deeper into that into other lives and videos, but VoxScript is definitely one to make sure you have. Certain ones, I mean, like some of them in here are not great. I'll be perfectly honest, but some, you find those gems, like the one we're going to be talking about today, you're definitely going to do it. So you need to go over to all. Hey, tell OpenAI search feature. This is just like, see here how you have popular, new, all installed. Let me just tell you, search feature. You need a search feature. Can you do that for me? If anybody, if you're listening right now and you know somebody from OpenAI, you tell them search feature, search feature. Okay. Ooh, chat with Git. Oh man, this is all getting so good. Okay. Before I got to go back into this and see what's new. What new plugins are being added, which is pretty exciting. So I'm just going to go into the one that I know that there was 16 here last time I looked. There's 4 more pages of plugins that I need to go through and see what exciting new things. You should go through them too. Let me know if there's any plugins that you think that are in here. Let me know in the comments, or jump into my Discord server at dunkmedia.club and let me know if there's any plugin that I need to go over either in a live or in a, uploaded video, whatever, let me know and I'll make sure that I go over it and figure out some cool things. I'm going to be going through these again since there's so many new ones. So now the downside is, like, I got to go through these one at a time. Calorie chart to find the one once it's installed, but that's right here. This is the one I'm after. It's called Photorealistic. Let me make sure that. So I'm toggling between screens. See the one in the bottom left side? You're going to want to install that. It says generate photorealistic prompts for Midjourney. And the reason why we're going to be using this one is because we're going to be able to prompt engineering can be difficult sometimes. And with this, I'm able to just give I actually have a much more elaborate, and I'll show you what I do, but you could do it a much more simple way to do this. But let me just show you what. Okay, so I'm going to click off. And so you're going to go through this list right here, and you're to find if that's the only one you have installed, then that's the only one that's going to be there. So you're going to go and find where did it go? It ran away from me. That's another thing. We were talking about search features. A search feature here too. Search feature for plugins, both in the store and when you're looking for one that you want to add. So I want to just type in, there it is. So now Photorealistic, generate photorealistic prompts for Midjourney. There could be other one. If there's other prompt generating tools that you like this, that you like plugins that you found in here, let me know, because I want to make some comparisons, see which one's better. And you know, the idea of the reason why I'm saying use this tool is, you know, I say if you use this tool and it saves you time and you still get those clicks, because the point of the thumbnail is to get people to click the thumbnail and then they're going to look, or even stop scrolling, not even necessarily click it at the time, and then go like, I wonder if this is going to be interesting. And then they go, you know, maybe I should, maybe I should go and, you know, maybe I should go click the thumbnail. Then I should go, or I should go stop the scroll, look at the thumbnail, then go look at the title. Okay, maybe this is a topic that or a video that I want to watch. Then you click it, and then you got that hook. Get them at the beginning of the video. So those are like 3 super important metrics. But you could have an amazing title. You can have an amazing hook at the beginning of your video that gets somebody to start watching your video. I mean, like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. But if nobody stopped the scroll and looked at your thumbnail in order to read your title, in order to watch the beginning of your video and see your amazing hook, then your video really doesn't matter, because nobody's watching the video. So you need to be sure that you actually have a thumbnail that's going to do it. Now, that's why you should spend a lot of time with your thumbnail. But one thing about this method that I'm about to show you is that this method actually generates several options, and you can find what works best. And you know, it is a little bit of trial and error, but a lot of the trial and error is done by the AI, and I think that's the game changer for me personally, that it's all done by the AI versus me. And that's part of the reason why I'm able to, like, I have a busy life. I'm busy. We're all busy, and I'm able to still create my thumbnails, which is one of the most time-consuming parts, and I'm able to create those thumbnails almost automatically. So let me go back and show you exactly what I'm going to do. So, okay, so we're going to go here. We have Photorealistic opened right here, and I'm going to go down to, so what will happen is in our prompt, we could just mention something like, I noticed that it's, let me actually zoom in. So I'm typing using Photorealistic. That's great. So one thing, and this is something that I've found is actually very helpful, and let me actually bring it up and just show you what I mean. This is a thing that I've added in that makes it a little bit more customized, and you could change this to however you want. And let me just see, go over to YouTube. I'm going to my notes just so I grab the exact one that I've been using. So you could tell Photorealistic that you want particular settings. So I'm going to actually paste in the exact camera settings, the exact camera, the exact lens. And if if you don't know what this, you can go and figure this out, or you could just type in something. So I want it to look like it was taken by an iPhone. I want it to look like it was taken. I want it to have a blurry background, and you could have it translate that into the actual camera specs if that's what you want. Or you could just use common language, because the idea of this is that we're putting common language, you know, like how we'd actually speak versus putting it into a prompt. So I'm going to paste this in at the bottom. But this is, I say, use Canon EOS 5D Mark IV DSLR camera. So that's just the camera, and a 50 millimeter lens, 1.8 f-stop. What that means is, like, it's going to be a pretty blurry background. 1.4 is one of the most. I'm talking all camera technic stuff, but you don't need to know any of this stuff. You could even copy and paste what I have and have that, or there's a built-in one in Photorealistic that does that. So so let's see, using Photorealistic, let's create a YouTube thumbnail. Let's see, God, you're putting me on the spot now. I need to think of what to make my YouTube thumbnail about in our. Exactly customized. So a man standing in the middle of a park. How about that? With a scared look on his face. Okay, so a man standing in the middle of the park with a scared look on his face. We got that so far. Crowds. Crowds of kids. Crowds, right. Of kids playing on the playground behind them. Okay. Let's see. Let's be a little creative and let's see how this comes. Let's see if that last one goes wrong. I said the playground looks like a playground war zone. I don't know if that's going to send things wrong, but so let's see what it gives us. So we have the Photorealistic plugin already put in, like added in. You can't even see what I'm typing at the bottom, but there we go. So I'm just going to hit enter, and you're going to see what happens. Or the little what do you call it? Paper plane in the corner. So I'm going to hit that, and we're going to see what it gives us. So one hack that I typically get, so it brought up the Photorealistic plugin, and look what it's done. It's captured a hyper-realistic, high detailed image of a man standing in the middle of a park. He should have a scared look on his face. So let me start that over so you can capture a hyper-realistic, high-detailed image of a man standing in the middle of a park. He should have a scared look on his face as if he just witnessed something shocking. Behind him, a playground teeming with children should look like a war zone with kids running around and playing energetically. Then it gives those same, use these schematics or these specs. The aspect ratio should be 16:9, and but the thing is, like, playground behind. So there we go. So now if you want, you could always just customize it. So see, there was actually one issue that I would probably change here. So what I could do, I could just remove this part's right here, and you could add it in afterwards. So I'm just going to submit it again. Behind twice. So we're just going to do it like this, and we're going to do the same exact thing. but we are not going to use the schematics that it gave us. And you're going to see what it actually gives you without any of that special information. But some of those specs, the way that they were written is very important. So it's going to give you see, it's EOS. It's giving me a very similar thing. So this is what will happen if you don't. And you see it says a man with a Canon. So man is shot with a Canon EOS. So he's giving the schematics. But one important thing is this at the end. See this stuff right here? I'm going to zoom in. This is what's important so we're going to see what it gives us just default. But 16:9, that's basically the aspect ratio of your thumbnail. So it's going to give you, you're not going to have to crop it, or you're not going to need to do anything. You might be able to just take this image, either release it as is, or you're going to be able to take that image and just make a few tweaks, add some text to it, and you for the most part would be done. You know, you want it to be a raw style, and all these. The 5.1 is the current Mid-Journey version. So these are all just little bits of information. So it's actually Journey, which I think that's one thing. I like Discord, but they need to be able to mute the notifications on certain channels and certain servers. So if there's a way, let me know. Hey, what's up, Fuzzy? How you doing? Good to see you. Fuzzy saying hi. How's he doing, Fuzzy? Fuzzy's been doing great on his live streams. You should go check them out. He's been really consistent on his live streams, so it's been pretty awesome. So yeah, it's great to see you, Fuzzy. So yeah, we're just talking about how to use, like I posted in my Discord, and Fuzzy saw it, how to use AI to almost completely generate your complete, 100% complete thumbnail. So let me just share this real quick, and I'll show you my other process. Window, Mid-Journey. Okay, let me bring up. Don't judge the images that are already in there. I was just playing around. Okay, so now we're going over to Discord. So this is Discord, and what I did, you don't have to actually, you could just go and start up a chat. If you get Mid-Journey, there's a little bit of free, and then they have a paid version. For me, it's well worth it to be able to use this. They're constantly upgrading it, so I get a lot of value out of having Mid-Journey in order to get my images created just faster. And as I learn prompting, like I'm showing you right now, it saves me time, and I'm able to create images quickly for social media, for my thumbnails, for anything. And the more you learn about how to create these well-crafted prompts that Mid-Journey looks at and really understands, the better it's going to be for you. Oop. Oh, you can mute them. You can mute them individually, Fuzzy. That's good. Okay, I need to mute certain ones because I always get notifications off of like some random ones that I probably should leave a bunch of Discord servers. In all honesty, I probably should. Okay, so what I did is I created just an empty Discord server. It's just me in there, and you could also just do this part. You could do just in a private chat with a Mid-Journey bot, and you just add Mid-Journey. And if you don't have it, I think I have a link to Mid-Journey in the description of this video. If not, just go and Google Mid-Journey. It's a really easy one to find. I've never had trouble finding that one. But what you'll do is we're going to go, it might be a little small in the corner, but let me just go here. So you go to the message at the bottom, and you're going to do a /, and it's going to bring up these boxes. So I only have 2 bots installed in this particular server. I have one that's Mid-Journey, and then I have one that's called Insight Face Swap, and I'm going to jump into that one in just a second. So I'm just going to go to Imagine, which is, these are the Mid-Journey commands. You could ask, blend, describe, fast, help, imagine, info, invite, prefer option set. So you could just, if you're just going by the default, you want to click on Imagine. And then that prompt, let's do the first one first. So I'm just going to paste in this prompt exactly how Photorealistic gave it to me, and I would hit return. And we're going to see what it gives us. I think it's going to give us something pretty decent, you know. But where'd that go? There it goes. Cool. So it's generating our thing. So, man, that guy kind of looks like. So let's see what it gives us. So it's 62%. Hey, what's up, Russell? How you doing? This is Russell. He's one of my partners in crime, along with Fuzzy. Okay, let's see. Okay, we got our image. So this is 100%. So I'm just gonna make it bigger. Yeah, I can. There we go. Okay, so if any of these thumbnails, I could see any of these images being a really clickable thumbnail right off the bat. You know, obviously that's not my face yet, but we'll address that in a second. But right off the bat, I already see 4 images that could potentially be a thumbnail. Now, you could do things like modify the prompt slightly. If you look, there's a few little details. Let me tweak this. Let me tweak that. But you have these 4 thumbnail-like images that are going to be really easy for you to utilize these for thumbnails. Like this is really clickable. Stop the scroll, engaging style thumbnails, think Mr. Beast and stuff like that. Now you could always dive deeper. So what you could do with Midjourney is there's these 4 tabs at the bottom. One says U and V each row, or you could redo it and just hit this little circle, recycle-ish looking button, and it will regenerate this and try again. They do use credits when you try again, just so you know. So when you reset, but say if I looked at this and I'm like, you know, I think that this, maybe this bottom one with all the kids behind me is the thumbnail that I want. Maybe bottom right. Any of these are all very good. I have no reason to use this unless I'm like personally. But let's dive into this 4th one and try 4 variations of the bottom right one. So I could hit the V4, and that will give me 4 different variations that I could potentially dive into. Maybe I want to do it for all of them. Just remember, you are going to be using credits when you do this. So now it's generating for its 27%, 55%. And then I'm going to show you another tool right after this. Just there's a couple things, alternate ways that I'm going to show you how I've been getting not just my thumbnail information, but basically everything I need to make the entire video with almost just one prompt. And I'll show you that right after this. But here's our thumbnail options based off of the one that we went through. So, okay, the face is a little different. Maybe I want a different facial expression. The kids are doing different things in the background, slightly different variation, whichever one might work. But what I've been doing, so again, you're going to want to take different. For our second one, we actually have another tool, and it's right here. And I put a link to this one in the description. If you're on another platform like Twitter or on Facebook, there's a link to the YouTube channel. If you click on that and go to the description, there is a link to this tool called Insight Face Swap. It is a Chrome extension, or not a Chrome extension, pardon me, a Discord plugin. So if you open it up, and it's got this link right here, and if you click that, you're going to want to add it into your server. So unless you want to have everybody in your server, or you wanted to create a private channel that it was available in, you could do that as well if you already have a server. But what I did is I just created an empty server with just me in it, and just invited Midjourney and Insight Face Swap, which Insight Face Swap, they say they are in a beta phase right now. So just be aware, you know, it's in beta. Don't expect, if something's wrong, don't get mad at them, you know. So you could just add in Insight Face Swap, and it will add this into your server. And what will happen is so say you have this image here, you could also just drop an image, your own image, into here, just so like you would just paste, you know, add an image, hit the little plus and add an image. You could do it that way too. So maybe you have your own original image and you're skipping all the mid-journey part completely. And then you go to these, I got all burps today. You go to the three little lines where it says more in the top right corner. If you are doing this on mobile, you long press and it'll bring up that same option. But it works just fine on mobile. Hit that and you're gonna have, once you have that installed, you have this little thing that says apps. You're to go over to Insight Face Swap, and when you do that, it's going to activate it. And whatever face you have as the setting at the moment, it's going to swap all the face. So I'm going to test it real quick. It may turn out good, but I have several faces or pictures of myself that I've uploaded into Insight Face Swap that will, like, I've found that maybe if there's one that my mouth is like, you know, here, let me give you a better example of what I'm talking about while that's loading. So if there's like a shot where I'm like, you know, like with my mouth open, like it's better for me to actually get a shot with my mouth open, because I found that when it's trying to do the AI face swap, say like I'm like this, and then the picture is like this, it has a hard time animating the inside of my mouth. That's one thing that I've realized. Inside of my mouth and then shadows around my eyes are like the negative things with this tool so far. But remember, it is in beta and it's free. It's 100% free. They're not charging for this yet, or maybe ever. Okay. I mean, you get the idea. Like that was one where I was like this one, probably the top right one, it actually gave the best one. But then if I say, hey, you know what, this image is bad, I could go to the bottom and go to, maybe I just want to see list ID. So I want to see what photos. So start naming things. How about like, it's currently set to open mouth. So maybe I need it to be more of, this was this one. So if I want to try a different one, I would go to slash and then go to set ID, and I would just paste that ID in, and it would do that same ID. And then I can go back and I can go to the same thing, app, and it will generate it using a different photo as a reference to swap the face, and you might get a slightly different thing. So, I mean, this actually does look like me. Like this one does look like this one. I feel top right corner. I mean that. There's always that thing. I'm like, I'm blonde. That's brown hair guy. I still, you know, I didn't, in my actual custom prompt, I've been saying I want somebody that's blonde. So I've been getting blonde haired people. So that's on me. I didn't say blonde. I didn't give it the information. That's on me. But this top right one, if he was blonde, it would, at a glance, that would look like me. Like, no joke. That would look like me. And now let's glance at what the stuff with the other photo. I think the other photo worked a lot better. Maybe this bottom right one, but I think that in all honesty, this worked better. So it's a little bit of trial and error. Get a collection of photos of yourself that are there, and you're going to be able to, you know, figure out what photo is going to swap your face better. And if it doesn't work, just use the AI generated one for now. And this is just going to get better. So these things are pretty amazing that you're able to do this. But yeah, and just a reminder, I'm going to bring this back up. If you leave a comment during this live and go to my Discord at dunkmedia.club and go and open up a ticket and let me know that you left a comment, I will make sure that you get some dunk. I want to make sure that, especially the people that don't have any dunk yet, you know, I want to make sure that you have access to our community. If you don't know what Dunk is, it's our utility token that unlocks things within the Dunk Media community, unlocks the toolbox and all that fun stuff. Anything that I'm working on is going to be unlocked with Dunk. And I want to make sure that you have your first Dunk. So make sure you go to dunkmedia.club, go open up a support ticket, and let me know that you left a comment on this live. And don't be dishonest. Actually go leave a comment. It's not hard for me to go and double check, just so you know. I can go and look and see if you left a comment. But I would say just be honest. Leave a comment. It takes you 5 seconds. And say something. You could say something really cool, like, oh my gosh, this is the best YouTube, Facebook, Twitter live I've ever seen in my life. Just make sure you leave a comment on, I just leave a comment on the YouTube one so I could double check. Because that's the one that affects the algorithm. And make sure you hit up that like button, subscribe, you know, ring the bell, and, you know, all that fun stuff. I know you want to. I know you want to ring the bell. I know you want to subscribe, and I know you want to hit that thumbs up because, you know, you like having fun with me. So okay, so again, I think that these turned out pretty decent. It's only going to get better, but even this default one, like, I could try different photos, but now I'm just going to dive into one other thing that I do. So I'm going to go and grab a template that I kind of work on. So, okay, so I'm going to go over here, and I'm just going to copy the entire template. And you're going to see the kind of output that I get and the reason why I do it this way. If you want a copy of this template, I'm happy to share it with you. You just need to make sure that you, number one, you're in my Discord server at dunkmedia.club. And number two, open up that support ticket and ask me, but I'm only going to do it if you have some Dunk. So you're going to need to make sure that you have some Dunk, that you have a social connector account, which there's a link to that in the description of this live, and that you have your first Dunk. And if you just leave a comment on this video, I'll be happy to give you your first Dunk. Just make sure you do that. Leave a comment on this video. And while you're at it, smash that like button. Make sure you're subscribed and all that fun stuff, because I'm going to do this at a lot of lives. And just make sure you do that, get that, and I'll happily share this template with you. It'll probably be a Google Doc or a Google Sheet, because I'm constantly tweaking it and updating it, and I'd want you to have my most up-to-date one. Okay, so let me just copy this and bring it into ChatGPT real quick, just so you can see what I'm doing. Okay. I'm gonna start a new one. Screen. And if you haven't listened to any of the beats that I have in the background, I have been playing on another YouTube channel, which Dunk Lo-Fi Vibes, which more of a hobby and stuff that I've just been doing for fun. So if you ever enjoy just listening to some chill music and seeing some of the draft stuff and some AI video and stuff like that, then you probably want to, you know, jump in and hang out and listen to that stuff. It's kind of just a chill place to listen to stuff. So let me just bring up the new window that I have. We good? So what I do on this one, I'm actually going to be using two plugins. So I'm just going to show you how I've showed this before, but I go to GPT-4, and there's two plugins that I'm going to be going. So I click plugins. Now we have Photorealistic. That's one of the plugins that I'm going to use, and I need to go through all these again, but you know, VoxScript is another one that I use. So the reason why I'm using VoxScript is VoxScript, it enables searching of YouTube transcripts, financial data resources, and Google searches, and more. So it's basically a data scraper. So any information on the link that you may put in, it could scrape that, and in particularly YouTube links. So I want to show you this. I'm going to go grab my template right here. So I had a video that I'm working on tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow, or it might be the day after. It's this week. It's one that I was working on. It actually is probably the one for Wednesday. I think I have it scheduled Wednesday, and I'm talking about a kind of a Chrome extension that I found that adds a whole bunch of functionality to ChatGPT, including helping you with a lot of the things that I'm talking about as well. And I wanted to make it, I had several resources that I was reading up about it, things that I found that I thought were cool. And I created a template. So what I did at the bottom, I have this, let me just paste this in here. So I have those two plugins, and I have this novel of a template that I put together. So in this particular version, I'm not just trying to get my prompts for just my thumbnail. I'm trying to get everything I need to make my video. And of course, you can go back and fine tune these things, but this is my first draft of all the content that I need to publish my video. So, you know, things like I need my title, which I asked for 10 suggestions, and then always go back and like double check them on YouTube, on your different tools that you use, and you do your own double checking, because AI is just going to give you what, you know, reaction from what you give it. So then next thing you know, I need YouTube video tags for my videos. The tag should be long tail. You want a long tail. You don't want it to be like ChatGPT, for instance, if that's what you're doing, whatever it is. You don't want to just be that one word. Separate each tag with commas, because then I could just grab it and copy and paste. I noticed that for a while it was putting them each word in quotes, and then I just can't copy and paste. I have to delete all the quotes. So that was a direction that I gave it so it wouldn't happen anymore. And then I need YouTube SEO optimized YouTube description based on the information here. Include video tags, because video tags basically are secondary keywords within your YouTube videos. You still could be found in search. There's usually more traffic that comes from suggested, but search is still very important. So don't put your nose up at search. Ooh, there's some more chat. Sorry. Ooh. Yeah, fuzzy. Yeah. I'll just go and leave you left a comment. Just go and open up a ticket and let me know, and I will send you some coin. You know, I'll make sure that you get a dunk, because hey, it's not just for people that are just starting. It's for you for being here and hanging out with me. I want to reward you for hanging out with me. But if I'm just saying, there's other things that you can't get. If you have 0 dunk in your wallet, then there's nothing that I could do. I can't help you if you don't do this small little thing like leave a comment and come and let me know that you did it. If you did that, then there's some other perks that are going to open up. So Fuzzy, just go over there, and after the live, I'll make sure I check that and send you over at least, you know, a little bit of dunk, just to make sure that you know, everything. I'm rambling. Sorry, my brain's tired. I'm playing uncle this week at at my family's house. So it's a full-time job. Let me tell you. All right, let me just go back to this. So okay. Okay, so I have my template using ChatGPT. There's a squirrel right outside the window staring at me through the window. Just want to let you know, it's like staring right on the other side of the glass. I can't, this thing right behind my camera, there's a squirrel staring at me. Okay, get back to it. So ChatGPT is, if you want something, it's kind of like reverse prompting. You find the final result of what you want, and you show it as an example. This is what I want. Get me to this point. So I give it a description of what I want, and you would just swap this out with like one of the descriptions you have in your video, and you could, you know, it will create that same sort of style. Or fine tune it until it creates it exactly how you want. And then I need to output a video based information. And so I want outline. That's what I asked for, because I do, like for a live like this, an outline is very helpful. Even if you're just recording your videos, outlines are very helpful. And it might give you a little structure of things that you want to hit. Like I knew certain points that I want to hit in this live to make sure that we're doing everything right. So, and then I need 5 suggestions for pinned links. Some of these I have a collection of ones that I just usually copy and paste into pinned links. And that gives me suggestions, may give me an idea of something I want to pin. And then the next one, I need 10 Twitter posts. So these are just like posts that are things that I might be able to post on Twitter. And same thing, you just give examples. I'm working on that. I need to create a catalog of tweet examples that I want to have these based off of for it to look at and model after. And then the next thing I have is I need 5 YouTube community tab posts. And if you don't know what a YouTube community tab post is, it is the YouTube community tab is sort of like the closest thing to social media on YouTube, where I could post this and, you know, you can go and see my feed, but it also pushes these things out to new people, like somebody that may not have ever discovered your channel. So if you can't sit down and make a live, if you can't sit down and, you know, create a new video or even a short or some sort of new piece of content, you could use it to revitalize old content. You could use it to, a week from now, maybe this live, I say, hey, are you making your thumbnails? I'll make a a post about it, and it will go out, and some people that didn't see this live last week may go, oh man, maybe I'll check this out. Or maybe it's a video that's doing really well and I want to push it out. Or maybe it's something that I feel my audience needs to see again that's kind of dying out on the channel as far as organic reach, and it's to make next. So community tab post is something that I feel like or twice a week, it's gonna help you. You know, it's a good thing to do. Good practice. If you have access to it, you should be using it. And then the next one I have, this is one that I'm just adding in because I'm bad at staying consistent on Facebook. Let's be perfectly honest. There's a lot of platforms. There's a lot of things that we're doing. So I'm bad at it. So I created this thing. So I want some short, medium, and long form Facebook posts. So I gave it these nice templates. I wish that I could. That's another thing. Hey, ChatGPT, make it so I could expand this so I could use the whole screen. Come on. So I have these templates, and I scroll down, and eventually, so different ones. And then the last thing is that I need suggestions for my thumbnail designs. This is kind of what we were talking about. Give me a mid-journey prompt using the Photorealistic plugin. Every image should include a short-haired, blonde, youthful man on the right side of the thumbnail. I find that sometimes it just puts me in the middle for some reason. I have to like really push it to get me to be on the right side. Looking left, different surprise looks on their face. And then this image is for a YouTube thumbnail, and the goal is to get views and to stop the scrolls. Everything that I was talking about earlier. Give me 5 suggestions for a YouTube thumbnail, and describe what the thumbnail looks like. Include these camera specs in this exactly. So I have everything, and then at the bottom, now this is just the custom part. I say, you know, it's like a YouTube video. I don't want a space there. Yeah, there we go. Okay, those are the only links. Yeah, those are the only links. Okay, so now I talk about like the transcript or video instructions. So I talk about the tool, which is AIPRM. If there's a way to pronounce that, let me know in the comments. Let me know if I'm doing it wrong. Give me the pronunciation for this tool in the Chrome extension. So it's a Chrome extension, and I'll be doing a live on this later. I'll show you exactly what it does. But this is a Chrome extension of GPT, similar to Jasper AI, which I was using Jasper AI for a long time, and there's so many tools that make Jasper AI not affordable or practical anymore. It used to be the best one out there, but now there's so many things that are so much cheaper that do the same thing. It's almost not worth it to subscribe to them anymore. It's not worth it to subscribe to them anymore just because there's so many other options. If you need a platform that's all in one and just there, and you don't mind paying 10 times more for the same thing, then Jasper is great. But they're good, but they're just overpriced. I'll be perfect. That's what it is. They can't be they're not being able to be competitive at the way they used to anymore. So I give them a link to somebody talking about this tool on YouTube. I give them a link to the Chrome extension in the Chrome store, as well as some extra information about it. And then what I could do now, I have these 2 plugins. Remember, VoxScript, which that's just going to create the other stuff. Now I'm going to hit enter, and we're going to see what happens. It's going to be magical. There we go. Getting a phone call. I had to tell him no. Okay, so there we go. So now it's writing everything. It's giving us, and again, fine tune this. Like I actually wouldn't want it to say the name of the tool. Technically, I'd rather it be more generic for this particular one. And I can give custom instructions that would give that. So it's just writing everything we our title suggestions. If these titles aren't good and you don't like them, you could always just follow this up by saying, hey, actually, it didn't do what I asked. I just realized. 1 second. Sorry, let me start that over. It actually, it made a mistake. Let me stop this. And again, it's a tool, so now I have to copy this again. Sorry, I got to do this real quick. I don't have to explain everything to you again. There's that. So, okay. So I'm going to paste this in and make sure that it has use VoxScript. So if it ever has that issue where it doesn't bring up the plugin, we just do that, and now it should use VoxScript. Of course, what I'm trying to show you, it's not actually pulling up the stuff exactly how I want. Let me try refreshing the whole thing. I mean, this is the reason why people would still use something like Jasper, because it, it has this, but hey, we're figuring it out as we go. Let me just start a new one. I'll put it at the beginning. Need to hit that button. We'll get there. Sorry about that. Funny thing is that that's actually, it's never happened before. It's never happened where that doesn't that doesn't load. Okay, so now it's working. Sorry about that. I just had to, I made a note at the beginning of the thing saying use VoxScript. And if now what's happening is it's pulling the transcript from the YouTube video that I referenced. So we go here, transcript, transcript. And it will just pull it from anything that it needs from any of these different platforms. So there we go. There we go. So now it's giving me better titles, because it's taking the information from the YouTube video, the different links that I referenced, and it's scraped them, and now it's giving me all the information. So now let's watch this. Sorry about that little thing, but just make that little note at the beginning. I'll probably add that into my template. That's the trial and error. I find, okay, it's glitching here, so I need to add this in to really fine tune what I want it to do. Okay, so now it's giving me the tags. See, now they're all separated by just comma. And if you haven't used it, ChatGPT 4 is substantially slower but smarter than 3.5. So it's going to take a little bit longer to do this. And go check and see. I'm going to go, while that's going, I'm going to go. Yeah, I see Fuzzy over in the Discord right now. He was talking about about what we were talking about. It works, it works. There you go. And I got Fuzzy that just do. And I'm just going to go ahead and take this and send this to Fuzzy because he replied. I'm going to claim his ticket. Well, this is writing. Are we still good? We're still good. Still writing. I'm going to scroll down so you can see what it's writing. It's writing that outline. I claimed Fuzzy's ticket. I'm still figuring out the ticket system in Discord. I'll be perfectly honest. There we go. And so I'm just going to do that, and I'm going to send Fuzzy what I told Fuzzy I was going to send him. I think that did it. Is that enough? Yeah. Oh, I've never sent a chunk of text that big in Discord, and it just sent a kind of a text attachment. That's cool. Okay, and I did tell Fuzzy, hey, he left a comment, and he went and did what I told him to do. I told him go and leave, go to my open up a support ticket, and I would do that. So I'm going to go down here actually, so you can see what's going on. Twitter posts are being written as well, and we'll eventually get to the thumbnail stuff. I put the thumbnail at the bottom because what happens is I found that if you put those instructions earlier on, it glitches because it tries to do it, but it still wants to do the rest of it. So I put the thumbnail at the bottom, then it activates the photorealistic tool. So, and if it ever doesn't automatically do it, just say, hey, generate me those thumbnails using the photorealistic, just remind it. But with this template, I found that I could just copy and paste what I did. And it just works. So I'm going to do that. And now I'm going to go to Discord again real quick. So there's the Facebook posts. And the next one after that should be my thumbnails. But this is the whole entire thing. So and now I'm going to go here. I'm going to quickly send Fuzzy a dunk, which is our utility token, because he did what I asked. So send a dunk to Fuzzy. And again, if you do that within the next, I guess, 24 hours, because my next live is tomorrow, then I'll still send you a dunk, and you're going to get some access in the community. So there's that. There's one more thing that I could do, huh? Note. I could leave a note. I'm leaving Fuzzy a message in there, and he's going to get one of the dunks, and he's going to get some extra access in the community. And yeah, it's fun stuff. So I'm going to do that. And by that point, everything should be done here. And scroll down. Didn't finish, so I just could type. If it ever doesn't finish like this, just type in continue. And it will continue writing, because ChatGPT could only put so much out on each post. So you just need to type continue. I found that sometimes it actually includes like a continue button, but it's not consistent. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. So now it's giving me the thumbnail suggestions, but it looks like it actually didn't do, because I hit continue. It needed to do that. So I'm going to have it regenerate the thumbnail suggestions. And those actually are pretty good. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go let it finish, and then I'll show you what this one does. So what I told it at the bottom is regenerate the thumbnails, thumbnail suggestions using the Photorealistic plugin. So I'm going to let it give me these suggestions, which you could use these just as is, but I'm just trying to make sure that it uses the plugin. There we go. And then it will finish up after 5 because I asked for 5. There we go. It's done. So now if I did this, I could hit enter and it should launch the Photorealistic plugin. There you go, because I asked for it to. Again, it's such a long prompt. Sometimes it gets confused, but now it's using this plugin to make sure it's crafting the perfect plugin. So I can go through these just like I did in Midjourney. So we have our one here. It's generating the next one. Style is raw, blah, blah, blah. And actually, I'm going to stop this 1 second. I'm going to actually include this just to make sure. So I noticed there's one little issue that I want. I want it to have this. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to say use again and resubmit it there. So now it should include those specs. So again, there's some trial and error still. I mean, we are living in the future of AI creating everything for us. So if we want to get frustrated that it's taking too long when it's actually creating content this freakishly fast, then that it was before. How exactly recognize it? So let's say a youthful man with short hair is on the right side of the frame, looking left with a surprised expression. He is holding a glowing orb that represents AI PRM. So as the text on the side reads, "Unlock your creativity." The image is shot with, and it talks about the youthful man with short hair on the right side of a frame, looking left with excited expression. He's surrounded by floating icons representing the types of content, video, text. And so I like supercharge your content with ARM. So maybe I'm going to do this one, but I don't necessarily want that last part where it reads text. So I'm going to go back over to Midjourney. And I'm going to do this real quick. I'll switch the screen. But then I'm going to also include those special specs exactly how I wanted them. So once you figure this out, you're going to want to include that in that format. Let me switch back over so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so I included the specs, and now we're just going to go through this, and you're going to see how I was able to create all of that content pretty quickly. So I know I had to do a little bit of fine-tuning here and there, but overall I was able to do it. And I'm going a little slower because I'm showing everybody else what I'm doing. So now it's generating these images. Oh, need some more definition. Again, sometimes it seems like it wants to put it in the middle, but I want it to be on the right, but it's all good. I got to fine tune it and tweak it until I get it exactly how I want. But that takes less time than sitting there in Photoshop or wherever and going through this. So now I have all of these images just from that one prompt. And this is kind of what I got from that one prompt. And remember, I took some pre-designed camera specs that I chose, which I actually got from Photorealistic. And I just pasted that in over and over again so I could be consistent. So if you want your output to be consistent, like I have a particular style for my thumbnail, you just figure out those camera specs that look right on your thumbnail, and then you're going to be able to find it. So like some of these, I actually like some of these thumbnails. But then what I would do is, instead of me diving deep, I'm just going to see if, I might need to switch How about we go to smile? I know that I had one where I had a big smile. How about we look at our list real quick? So you bring up the list, ID list. I only have, what, 6 in there, but I know I have smile 01. So I added in a smile. I could set the ID, smile, boom, done. There we go, current ID set. And now if I go here, click the little dots or long press if you're on mobile, go to app, and then swap out the face. And then that will give me an idea if that face is working that I'm swapping it out with, if these thumbnails are something that's going to work for me. And so, yeah. So there, if you see here, there's command since it's free, you get put into a queue. And I find that even with the queue, it doesn't take too drastically long. But while that's loading, I'll go back over to here and man, I was being too impatient. Look, it's already done. I think that these turned out pretty damn good. I mean, I'm probably going to use some of these thumbnails in all honesty. This one, this top left one, I mean, that's not my hair. None of these are my hair, but this bottom left and this top right one, I think they turned out pretty good. That's my face, definitely my face. And if you looked at that, people would say that's me. I mean, like, it's definitely not. My hair is shorter and a little darker right now, but hey, it looks like me. And if you want to say, hey, I'm going to imagine what time I would have had to sit here and play around with Photoshop in order to get this. I took my main prompt, I put in notes about what I wanted, and now not only did I get my thumbnail outputted 90% of the way done for me. This is straight out of the prompt and with just my custom camera settings. So I have consistency in the camera style. And then I just use this other tool to swap the face, which is not necessarily even required, but it's kind of shocking how easy this is nowadays. So yeah, this is the kind of stuff that we like to hang out and talk about in my Discord server at dunkmedia.club. Make sure that you're doing that. There's a link at the bottom. And if you're watching this on Twitter or Facebook, you could always, it's at dunkmedia.club, or you could also see it in like the ticker at the bottom. And just come over and hang out with us on all our different platforms. I'm pretty active on YouTube, Facebook, some on Facebook and on Twitter, and in Discord. If you want to chat with me or ask me questions, the best place to go and get information from me is, in all honesty, in Discord. Yeah, am I frozen? Maybe I am. In Discord. Yep. And a reminder, I'm just going to bring this up one more time. This is the last time I'm bringing it up today. As a reminder, Fuzzy already went and claimed this, but if you go to my Discord server, leave a comment on this video and before the next time I go live, and leave a comment here and tell me that you left a comment by going to my Discord server, opening up a ticket and saying that you left a comment. Not only will I'll send you a dunk, and then I also said I'm still working on it. That template that I was working on, I'm still fine tuning it. If you let me know that you want that as well, I'll make sure that you have a copy of that template. Remember, I'm still working on it. I'll give you the version that I have right now, and you can modify it however you want. But that's something that I will give you if you have some dunk and you follow the instructions to open up a support ticket and ask me for it. You got to put in a little bit of work yourself. I put in a lot of work fine tuning that template. And we'll do that together. So, oh yeah, it's okay. So I think that's the majority of what I wanted to talk about today, because this is such a cool thing. It's made it so I could pump out a bunch of clickable thumbnails. You scroll, you could add some text to this, whatever, and you for the most part have a completed thumbnail. Maybe it's something on his chest, maybe it's something up here. I actually like this one. This one I like, but his teeth are a little. He looks like this is vampire me. But this one, bottom left, top right, and maybe top left. Maybe if I used a different face, I can get a slightly different result on the face swap. But yeah, I'm really satisfied with this as my workflow, because I'm able to get much more content out faster, serve my audience better, because I'm able to spend less time doing repetitive tasks. So and if say none of these turn out good, like none of these are great, and you're like, man, that's the reason why I do this. It's the reason why I ask for multiple prompts. Or, that one. There. That's the reason why I asked for multiple prompts. That's why I'm asking for 5 different outputs, because maybe all of this is just, to me, garbage. I'm like, nah, none of this worked. Go to the next one. Maybe 5 doesn't work for you. Maybe you need 10 options to really, really get an idea of which one you want to go with. And then if there is something small that you need to modify, like for instance, if it's like, I need to change this little detail, change the detail, change the little detail, change it. Like here, let me just go back one last second. You can just, sorry, I'm operating on one screen. I usually have, when I'm at home, I'm at my family's house for the holiday, and I usually have like a giant screen right next to my laptop screen that's vertical, that has all my information on it. And then what I'm working on is on this one, and then I have the camera right in front of me. So I'm changing things up a little bit for you. But yeah, so cool. Yeah, do it. Like, go to the Discord at dunkmedia.club. Let me know that you've left a comment on YouTube, and I will happily get you your first dunk, which will unlock different things in the Discord as well as around other places that I'm going to be adding. Try your different thumbnails, see what it generates. Remember, we talked about using 2 plugins today, 2 plugins in particular, and scroll all the way to the top, and one is Photorealistic and one is VoxScript. VoxScript is not necessarily required for the creating the thumbnails, but it is what I use in order to reverse engineer YouTube videos. Or I took a blog post the other day and I wanted to create a YouTube video about that blog post. I dropped the blog post in. I listed all of my own personal notes for the video. I listed any had it give me suggestions using Photorealistic for and then I was able to test it with swapping my face, which I think was pretty cool. So okay, cool. Yeah, and if you have really cool ones, go into I'd say go into Discord and let me know. Post your thumbnails. Let me know. Post the thumbnails that you create this way, and let me know that you created them using this method. And you know, maybe you might get a little dunk if you do that. Or just saying, just remind me. Just remind me. Tell me, hey, you said you'd get a little dunk if you posted a picture of your thumbnail that you made using Midjourney and using this method, where you get ChatGPT to create a prompt. Let me know that you did it this way. Post your thumbnail in the general chat, and let me know, and I'll make sure that I get you a little bit extra dunk. You know, that's a little reward. So, okay. So again, make sure that you have hit the reminder for our next live. I'm going to be doing a lot more lives, much more regularly. So just make sure that you hit a reminder for every live that I have scheduled already. And then there'll also be some edited videos that come out as well. Hang out in our Discord server at dunkmedia.club. There's a lot of amazing people in there, and I will see everybody in the next one. And again, go to Discord, make sure you open up a ticket, leave a comment on this video, and you're going to get a little bit of dunk, which is our utility token that unlocks a bunch of cool stuff. So, all right, let's see. Okay. Is there anything else that I wanted to go over? I think that is it. I will see everybody in the next one, and keep creating. And yeah, I love every one of you. See you in the next one. Bye.